The second thing I'm talking about, which is spoken at length, is, and as devotees, it's a practical subject, is we need to be able to work with our material desires and the mind to be able to fix ourselves in yoga. That's a big, overwhelming project. Because if you cannot control your desires, control your mind and senses, forget about doing yoga. You can't do anything. Like today, you want to become excellent in your work. If you don't have control over your mind and senses to focus on what you want to do, you do. Can you be good at it? Just like, you're sitting and studying or doing your work and suddenly the phone rings. Tring, tring. Or, WhatsApp messages, Instagram updates. Like, and then you're lifting a phone, seeing things here. It's so distracted. Right? Yes or no? Already we have a mind which is like filled with so many desires and dictating us. And then we have, it's like, giving the monkey the, more apparatus. What will happen to his degrees of freedom? Unlimitedly increase. Right? So this is the second subject to talk about. So like a yogi, like a jnani, he has cessation of material desires. Right? We need to deal with our material desires. Can we kill them? No, from today. No. Right? Right? You come, Aditya will do it. Aditya? So this is a very important subject. I think Yash Prabhu made a point of control and engage. Right? I'll just tell you a little bit about the mind because he's our constant companion. So we should know about our constant companion. Right? So mind, the Gita says, a couple of places, but there's an important subject. Mind is a storehouse of all desires. Whatever you desire is in the pool of the mind. And what are the activities of mind? Thinking, feeling, and willing. What are the activities of the mind? Anytime you would like to speak about the mind, these are the three things the mind is always into: thinking, feeling, and willing. So thinking, all of us know, we're always doing. Then the more you think about something, then you start feeling about it. Like, if you take some situation and start too much thinking about it, then emotions will come out of that thinking. Seen that? उसने ऐसा कहा, ऐसा कहा, ऐसा कहा, ऐसा कहा, ऐसा कहा, क्यों कहा? And then emotions will come. उसको सबक सिखाना चाहिए. Then the willing comes. Let's plan how to do sabak. Right? So for some desires, you're in the thinking stage. For some desires, you're in the feeling stage. And for some desires, we have gone in willing stage, you don't have much choice. And there are a lot of desires which are yet to need your attention. And the mind is busy dealing with them. Right? So then when will the mind get to focus on Krishna? Because if there are unlimited, okay, how many desires are there in our heart? Let's give it a count. 1? Huh? 100,000. There's so much that, it's difficult to count. Right? And every time we go into a place, what happens to our desires? Increase. He said, I already had 1 billion. I made 1 billion, 1 million. Right? Isn't it? So then what do you do? So Krishna says, this is Krishna's words, mind when is being controlled by your desires is your enemy. Do you get it? What did I say? And mind, when dictated, to be Krishna conscious, is best friend. When it's dictated by Krishna, by Guru, by devotees. So, right now, who is the mind for us? Depending on, enemy. Now, it's something like, you're sitting with a spy who wants to assassinate you in your kind of, kya bolte hain, in your lazy moment. He looks a friend because he doesn't want you to doubt him or doubt her. But the moment is time waiting that it wants to slay you. Right? Is that a good situation? Right? It's a dangerous situation. He said kings rule by spies. If you're a leader, if you're like a ruler, you need spies. Then only you can know who is doing what's going on. If you don't know what's going on, what are you going to manage? Right? Anyway, that's a different principle. But so mind controlled by desires is an enemy. And it will kill us. Kill us in what sense? It is take us away from the goal of Krishna consciousness and take us into more sinful life. It's like a downward spiral. Desires are like downward spirals. Right? Seen that? And very interesting part. If anyone gives you a suggestion, what do you say? मैं थोड़ा सोच के बताता हूँ. सोच के decide करता हूँ क्या करना है. So who do you consult? The mind. And the mind says, you fool. What are you doing in this place hearing Krishna Katha? You're a young man, a young personality. The world is waiting to see your success and be on the stage. Are these the days you talk about all these old people stuff? Come on, wake up. बात में तो दम है. The mind is always a negative auto talker. You do nonsense, mind says, get into it. Right? Indulgence, get into it. Matlab, you will see the mind is of that nature. Huh? It's like a enemy if we are in its control. If we are in the control of our desires, mind is our enemy. And if we can control our desires, mind is our friend. That's okay. I think this is a better way to put it. If you are in control of your desires, mind is our greatest enemy. And if you are in control of your desires, mind is your friend. So can anything good happen if the mind is active as a great enemy? It would be devastating. Devastating. Right? So what is the solution? What is the solution? How do you make your friend, how do you make your enemy your friend? Anytime tried making your enemy your friend? He says, let him stay there. Is how do you make the enemy your friend? How do you make your mind? And by the way, it is important because you're actually interacting with the world through your mind. The soul is interacting through the mind. As your mind perceives, you perceive. So this is like One of the main aspect of this chapter on the aspect of dealing with mind. And mind is kaisa hai pata hai? Mind is like extremely powerful. कहते हैं ना मन बना लिया तो कुछ भी करता है आदमी. मतलब mind is so powerful that it is unlimitedly powerful, right? But then it is advantageous and it can be destructive depending on where you are, right? Are you feeling so, or you think it's an exaggeration? Look at the world, look at the news, look at everyone driven by their desires, the crazy things they're doing, right? And you get surprised. The world is going here, the world is, because they're driven by their desires, right? And even as devotees, you know, it is an important subject for us to think about, because one of the main reason why we become not so conscious is because our mind kinds of always hijacks us, right? Like we want to get somewhere and we're hijacked. What happens? You don't reach the place you wanted to go, right? So now my $1 billion question: how do you save yourself and make your mind your friend? And then you will see your life will be a different experience. And I think as devotees, we kind of have like both the things happening. But how do we do it? Yes, Harsh Prabhu. Do you feel your mind being an enemy? No. That is the power of the enemy. If it cannot, if you see, if it can make it feel that it's enemy, then it's not going to have hold on you. Yes, yes, true.
Do all your actions keeping in mind Krishna, if all your actions are centered around Krishna, and if your desire is to serve the Lord and see everyone as servitors of the Lord,
Yes,
you automatically you are in control of your desire.
yes,
Therefore, your mind is your greatest friend.
yes. So it's as simple. If, as Yash Prabhu is saying, if the mind takes the dictation of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, any decision you want to make about how to fulfill your desire, you're going to follow what does Guru say about it, what does the Sadhu say about it, what does Shastra say about it, and then you go that way.
Yeah, but just as you explained, Dhyana Yoga's example, the greatest happiness you get in serving others.
Yes,
So, not by accumulating, it's by serving.
yes.
So,
But then just being specific, like like uh, a means, like you're dealing with a desire. Now you need to make it your friend and not make it your enemy. Then you would want to know how that desire can be fulfilled according to what would be the words of on a specific thing. I'm saying principally you're right that it should be for service, but then we may need a little more input of how to do it. Then you have the shastras, you have the devotees, you have the spiritual masters. So anything you design in your life, you always consult these three things and fix all your plans, right? In the mood of service, in the mood of compassion. Then you're free bird. You're in control. Because either you can follow the dictation of mind driven by desires, or you can follow the dictation of Guru Sadhu Shastra. So you deal with your desires, the point that you made, engage them according to Guru Sadhu Shastra. Like I want to become the most influential person. So how do I do it according to Guru Sadhu Shastra? I want to become the most successful businessman. So how should I do it according to Guru Sadhu Shastra? You know, whatever you want to do, what would be the principles when you want to do it according to Guru Sadhu Shastra? And then you get your answers that it should be for Krishna's service, connected to Krishna. Yes, bro. Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, basically, it is like uh, things are always verified. Like your Guru says something, but even the other sadhus who are also devotees, they also say something similar. It's the same. And when you read the Shastra, it is same. So it is not that the Guru is going to give you a instruction which is like his own mind. It's like the doctor when he gives you medicine. अच्छा तू बीमार है, मुझे लग रहा है तेरे को ये दवाई खिलाता हूँ, बहुत समय हो गया खिलाया नहीं किसी को. No, he has to follow the medical science and give you medicine according to that. He can't invent his own. Right? So sometimes there are people in Kali Yuga who claim to be spiritual teachers and they say we don't follow any Shastra. We don't care for any other opinions. I am the one with all the opinion, and there are a million followers. There's market for everyone, by the way. Why? Because they massage your false ego and allow you to do your nonsense, giving it a spiritual garb. So, if somebody can allow you to do what you want to do and still make you appear spiritual, good deal. By doing nothing and just by getting his attestation, I can be, good to follow. Right? So you see, the Prabhupada said this is a world of cheaters and cheated. There are people who want to get cheated and they'll look for cheaters. Right? And you have enough. Like, people kind of get involved with some kind of spirituality, but you ask them, do they do anything? Is there any change in their life? He said, no, we do everything like normal. So what has that God consciousness changed for you? Nothing. And people are doing rituals, traveling places, but they don't get to the essence. Right? So that is the Prabhupada is so clear. The purpose. Like, if you want to go for a tirtha, imagine you want to go for a pilgrimage. He said, what should be the principle according to Guru Sadhu Shastra if you go for a pilgrimage? If you go to a holy place, what should be your program? Okay. Yes, you're very close. He said, when you go to holy places, okay, but when you go to a holy, people go for pilgrimages. Yes, chanting for sure. It should be for the program of doing bhakti, to increase your bhakti. Prabhupada says, it should be to, get into more spiritual practice, associate with the sadhus. It's like, when you're at work and your lives, you're so busy that you can hardly give time to Krishna. So when you go for a yatra, you're fully with Krishna. Right? You get a feel of being a bhakti yogi in core. You're like, I am now in samadhi. I want to experience samadhi. You're chanting and dancing and feasting and hearing about Krishna, seeing places which are potent with spiritual vibration. It's just like Krishna, 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 Krishna. And then you start getting high on Krishna. Yes! Now, actually, for all of us to grow in bhakti, we need to keep taking little heavy doses in between, in a pleasurable way. Otherwise, the world kind of too much taxes us. Right? Difficult. Right? So this is one of the main program that the mind, whatever desires we have, what should we do? We should engage them according to Guru Sadhu Shastra. And second, the mind has to be always busy serving Krishna. Design your life, you're always busy. Because you know why? The mind is a chela of Maya. और माया को कौन कंट्रोल कर सकता है? Only the big boss can control. Just like in Christianity and Abrahamic religions, they talk about the Satan, right? But anyway, they think the Satan also can get over. But Gita very clearly says, Maya Dhyakshen Prakriti. Maya meri dasi hai. So never the Satan is going to get any better, right? So what do you do when mind is challenging you? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we should invest our mind. The best way of investing our mind in Krishna is chanting. It'll just kind of very easily absorb into it. And then you can get back to seeing whether Guru Sadhu Shastra ke anusar. You kind of first need help. You're getting kidnapped. कोई ले जा रहा है, बचाओ बचाओ बचाओ. I'm getting kidnapped. Let's call Krishna. He has a phone number. What is his phone number? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Is the network always available? Yes. Is he available? Provided the network is available, is Krishna available? He says super yes. He's just waiting for the call of the lover. Arey, call, call. I'm there. Call, call. He's waiting. And the moment you call, Krishna will give you an embrace. Right? So Krishna consciousness bhakti is actually, I'll just conclude with this and take your comments. Bhakti is so different because in bhakti you engage yourself. That means you engage your love. Love is most absorbing. If you start loving someone, it is most absorbing. Right? Using your ego with someone, mind with someone, senses with someone is dhyana, jnana, and other processes. But with Krishna, you engage yourself. That means love. So the emotion of love and the emotion of compassion are same. करुणा और प्रेम एक ही है. भगवान के प्रति वो प्रेम है. And when you show it to other people, like you can start considering your neighbor also your family. That is extension of love. Right? So when you involve your heart with Krishna, that is Bhakti Yoga practice. Basically, you're chanting because I want to love Krishna. I'm hearing about Krishna because I want to fall in love with him. I'm eating Krishna's prasadam. I want to fall in love. It's all about getting back into your lost love. That is bhakti. And that is why bhakti is very pleasurable. And what happens in love? You invest from the other side also, there's reciprocation. Right? That's how bhakti yogi grows, even from his sadhana stage.